Good evening, everybody. So I came out here this evening, and just before I go through the gate, I come out and the chickens they're sat over there. We've got the ducks behind the wheelbarrow. It's such a shame they're behind the wheelbarrow, but if I go over there, you can guarantee they're going to come out. We've got the pigs over in the distance. These chickens, this one here and those over there on the thing, they're all ones that we have hatched ourselves, which has been really fun this year. We've hatched 2 lots in an incubator, and now we've got another lot to hatch in the incubator as well. So that is going to be fun. And this summer holidays, we have had over 100 people on the farm looking at the chickens and the pigs and the cows and the sheep, doing Hayley's Farm Tours. So there's a group called Hayley's Farm Tours under my page, the Devonshire Shepherdess, and Hayley has had this wonderful time showing these amazing kids and adults around, talking to them about farming and what we're doing home here. Now, for a long time, farming hasn't been fun for me. It's been very much like, let's just do what we've always done, whether it's milk, whether it's have cows, lamb, sheep, calf cows, whatever that is. And it's gotten a bit serious. It's gotten a bit serious, really, farming. I think that is in general. Oh, look, hang on, the goats have appeared now. Look, here he is. There's one of them. And what my husband has done, because Andrew, my husband, wasn't born onto a farm, but he was brought up as a farm worker, basically. So his dad always worked on a farm. And then when we got married, he obviously came onto our farm, and he's the one that has encouraged me to do all this crazy stuff, basically. So hatch chickens and get goats. The goats are just ornaments, it would seem, rather than anything productive. In fact, one of them is going to market tomorrow to hopefully find a new home so we can get a girl and maybe have a baby goat, which would be lovely. And over here's the piggies. So these are Oxford Sandy and Blacks. These are so much fun. Look, watch them. They'll do something silly. They race around here like they're on a racetrack. It's just amazing. And these are our second lot of piggies, which we're doing now. We've just processed the last one, so we've got lovely bacon and sausages and pork in the freezer now. And we are convinced that because they're outside and they're having fun, that it's helping with the quality of the meat. And things like that. So we are very fortunate that most of our animals are happy animals. So we do have happy cows, and the sheep are happy just about. So the sheep are what I'm working on, being the shepherdess after all. The sheep have been an issue for us for a long time, just in terms of health. And I think that's because we've just not been looking after our soil. So I'll bang on about soil, and that's what I've been doing on the farm tours, and just reminding us how important our soil is. So this stuff that we walk on all the time has been left out, really. It's been forgotten. But actually, if we didn't have soil, none of us would have any food. So we literally wouldn't be here. So it's really important for us now to start focusing on the soil, which is exactly what we're doing. And by focusing on the soil, we are actually automatically improving the health of our cows and our sheep and everything, really. We're reducing our reliance on medicines like wormers and things like that. So we do a test called a fecal egg test on our sheep and on our cattle. So basically, I go picking up poo in the fields, and we then take it to the vets, and they tell us whether there's any worms in on them. So hopefully my screen checker is not going to cut off this live video, so I best hurry up. And so we always test whether they need any drench or not before we actually do it, whereas before we just used to do it and not test. So that's really cut down our our drench reliance, which has been brilliant. And I just, you know, I've just been out in the field where we've paddocked up this year, our science experiment, we call it. And the funniest bit is where they are eating a part herbal ley, part grassland that we put in 3 years ago. And the animals on there don't need any worming. But the ones in the next door field, so they're exactly the same age, they're boys though, and the other ones are girls, they actually do need worming because we haven't improved the grassland in that field. We haven't given them deeper tapping plants, basically. So we've put plantain and chicory in our herbs, or in our leys, we've just started, which produce tannins which make the gut inhospitable to things like gutworm and lungworms and things like that. So it helps to, again, reduce our need for medication. So it's quite fun, it's quite interesting, and I find it fascinating what's happening, just because we've shifted our mindset. That's all I have done personally, is shifted my mindset to, rather than fighting fires like we do with animals, trying to make them well and make sure they're, you know, this, that and the other, I've stripped all that back and thought, right, everything is eating off the soil. What have we not done to the soil? So we're putting on lime to increase the pH. We are overseeding, we are reseeding some fields, we are using min-till cultivations instead of ploughing, because ploughing on this farm isn't a good thing either. So of course we're not then releasing loads of carbon into the atmosphere, which is a big thing. We are seeing more farmland birds appear, which is brilliant. We are seeing more insects and mushrooms, all sorts of wonderful things, all because we've changed our mindset. And that has been a process for me that I've found really interesting and really exciting, because it's almost like magic. It's almost like you're thinking in a different way and all of a sudden you start seeing things that you never saw before. And it's really quite exciting, and it makes farming, for me, it's putting the excitement back in. You know, I am a 5th generational farmer. I was born into farming, so I've taken it completely for granted what it is that we're actually doing, particularly in terms of producing food. It's kind of just been, oh, this is what we're doing, I'll just carry on and be the same. But since we've been selling our meat direct to customers as well, we've been getting this wonderful feedback, and that's been really, really positive and really helped us all, I think, Mum, Dad, Andrew and I, to see actually there is a different way. There is a way that we can be hopeful that farming's going to be okay. But we've got to look for it ourselves. We can't rely on other people to give us the answers for our individual farms. And just having that different viewpoint is really, really key for us. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Do comment if you've got any questions, if you're a farmer or if you're not a farmer. The biggest thing I've found whilst we've been doing Hayley's farm tours is that people who don't know about farming are really, really interested. So if you are interested in anything that I've just said, or you have anything that you want to share with me regarding farming or anything like that, I would love to hear, because I think we can all learn from each other. And I hope you have a wonderful bank holiday weekend.